I was on the F train. I entered it from here around 3 a.m. J Street. And there was this black American woman. She was coming around me. She smelled like she used the bathroom and then wiped herself. And I know she was coming around me asking me for something. I didn't know what she was asking for. So I was like, I don't know what you're asking me for. And I saw her grab somebody else's blanket. And after I fell asleep, she must have came back and stole my blanket. And as soon as I was coming towards the bathroom, there was like some MTA workers laughing, and they were saying, "That's right." And I noticed my blanket is missing. So they're hiring people to stalk me and rob me. So the robbery occurred today, December 9, 2025, between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. on the F train. So, so they're using black Americans to rob foreigners. And that blanket always protects me from the cold, you know, because whenever it's so cold, I hide under it and they harass me, you know, and they are hopefully hoping to finally kill me and reduce any liability against my state and scam, inheritance scam on my state. So, but they're afraid with that blanket, I always cover myself in public. If they kill me, people can then file lawsuit that maybe I was doing something wrong underneath the blanket. So they hire like the police to try to kill me. So they're trying to erase any liabilities before they finally kill me. So they're always nervous when I'm underneath that blanket. And that's why it's a strategic stealing. Because, they hope to finally kill me through any means. Mostly they want to frame me up as a mentally ill. I'm a mentally ill from Nigeria, and the police had to shoot me dead with extra bullets and give the money to my mother's daughters. Say, for whatever excessive force the police used to kill me. So, but they're very nervous. That's why they strategically stole my blanket, because I always cover myself up with a blanket anytime I'm using the phone booth. And they don't want people to file a lawsuit against my state and be like, yeah, that person was always doing all kinds of stuff underneath the blanket, you know, and and afraid, people may say their children observe me, you know, while I was underneath the blanket doing stuff, and they were just trying to avoid any inquest into my, further inquest to my death. And now I think they have these gangs. My mother said Adoras are part of a inheritance scam gang, and I think they have a collusion with the U.S. New York City government that if they kill me, they'll just settle the case out of court. There'll be no inquiry to how I died or whatever. They'll just make it look like the police would apologize for killing me. That my family member even admits I had mental illness. They could have just treated me in the hospital, and next time they will avoid killing mentally ill. They will try to, be patient and get the person in medical care. This as if they've been framing up people as crazy and killing them. My mother's daughters killed my mother that way. So this city is hiring black Americans to rob Africans. When my mother was homeless, she said they used to steal her things, her U.S. passport. She's from Nigeria, but she naturalized to become a U.S. citizen, And then she left New York to go live with her daughters. She didn't realize her daughters are also part of the gang. And someone must have reached out to her daughters that kill your mother as part of the gang organization and give the money to us. Me and my mother was suing the police. And they said the police, the NYPD is very well connected. And no matter where you are, when you have a problem with NYPD, they have a way to get you, whether you're in prison, whether you're outside. So my mother said that one of her daughters bought Bolanley in Pittsburgh. She was living with her dad Bolanley. After the police took me, my mother's home was Staten Island wrongfully, and Erigona was helping me and my mother with the court papers. Erigona was getting taunted, and the family police went and killed them, And after Erigona was helping me and my mother with our court papers, the court papers receipt number is 13CV5052. After they killed Erigona, my mother had to flee Staten Island. The shelter she was staying in, they were attacking her there. So she went and lived with her daughter Bolanley in Pittsburgh. She didn't know her daughter also was gang affiliated. And the daughter was poisoning my mother, and finally my mother had to flee to come to New York hospital called Bellevue Hospital, and with symptoms of heart attack. My mother said that daughter Bolali was given her cancer-free poison. And while she was in the hospital, like 3 days later, that Bolali showed up in the hospital, all the way from Pennsylvania. So my mother was wondering how that Bolali found out what she was in. And my mother is now finally dead. So please donate to my Cash App NYC Homeless. They are robbing Africans like me, attacking everywhere. So this was going on.